Salutations, salutations. Lance Flair here, and let me tell you about last night. It was an epic battle. We had The Lux versus dipset. And this was very nostalgic because I grew up on both of these groups. And even when I used to rap, these were some of my biggest influences of doing music. I like the Lux because they known for bars, gritty, and metaphors, and I really like that. So on this side, Dipset, they known for arrogance, style, personality, beats, and they got some straight bars. They got like some good music, just period. So I ain't really know how to feel. I'm like, I gotta ride with the Lux because I listened to them way more than Dipset growing up. Even though I liked it both, so I was like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen because Dipset, man, they got a lot of attributes that you can't teach, and they probably gonna be very entertaining because they got big personalities. So as they was coming out, I seen Michael Buffer, and I remember him from back in the day being a ring announcer for some boxing matches and for one of my favorite games on N64, Ready to Rumble. So he came out, he gave the intro for the Lux and Dipset, and the Lux came out first. They came out to the intro by DMX. Let's just give a moment of silence for the GOAT, DMX. So they came out, and after that, Dipset came out, and they were deep. They had a lot of people with them, so they got in the ring,
let's get ready to
and they started talking, and then before you knew it, the Lux started things off with F you, and then Dipset played I'm Ready behind that, which I edged the Lux that round with F you. The second round, the Lux still up. They played Banned from TV, and Dipset played crunk music. Which, you know, Dipset, they was down 2-0 that fast. So we going into the third round. The Lux and played Boys and Started Something. And then Dipset came behind that and they played Touch of the Night. Man, this was a song I used to like to hear in clubs and parties because Cameron and Lil Wayne just annihilated that track. And they had a lot of hot lines in that song. So at that point, Dipset, they was down, but I gave Dipset won that round. So at that moment, it was 2-1. So the Lux go back and they play, this is D Block, mighty, mighty D Block, everywhere we go, D Block. Man, Kiss massacred that verse. I know dudes going to jail just to get their teeth fixed. It was just so many bars and quotables. I could hit any one of y'all options a beautiful thing. Then Dipset came behind with Santana Town. And this was a tough round right here. I really had a tough time deciding this round, but I edged that round to Dipset with Santana Town. And next, the Locks Up, they played Who Shot You versus Get 'Em Girl. I had Who Shot You? The Locks won that round. And then the next round, the Locks played Reservoir Dogs. And then they played Blood Pressure by Jadakiss. That got so good. Man, I didn't even catch some kind of way like the Dipset round. That round didn't entertain me. So I forgot that song. I ain't even really catch that song like that. So the Locks went up again and won that round. Alright, so after that round, the Locks played 24 Hours to Live. And Dipset, they played like two songs. They played G's Up and Purple City Bird Gang. And, you know, the Locks got that 24 Hours to Live. That's a crazy track. If somebody never heard rap before, introduce them to that track and they'll fall in love with rap because, man, a lot went on in that track, and that was a tight track. But Jadakiss, Sheik Luch and Styles P, they just great masters of ceremonies, great MCs. They controlled the crowd. You could tell they had like a connection with each other. Like, it just was so fluid. Jadakiss last night, man, he carried his team on his back like he was Brady or something. You know, when Jada get loose, it's just something to see. Like, when he in rare form, man, Jada was talking his junk. He was like, we doing real hip-hop. They lip singing. And we doing real hip-hop. And he said something like, the fight fix. If they go lip sing, you could have just listened to what they did from Apple Music. Like, I was rolling when he was saying that. I was like, that's my boy Jada. And I was like, hey. So after that, they played the chest-to-chest freestyle. The Lox played that. And then Dipset went down south with it to get some help from Master P with the Bout It remix. And the Lox, they won that round too. It's just something about the way they controlled the crowd last night, man. It was something to see. I just was so happy the way it went down. And then, some kind of way, they got, I guess it was halfway through, because now Dipset started going first. So, Dipset played Welcome to New York City. This is New York City. And you know, that was a wild card right there. Jay-Z and that song is fire. So, Kiss, he did a perfect counter on him. He came through, countered him with that, I got 100 guns, 100 clips. Hold me on from New York, New York. That, like the way that beat came on, and Jadakiss bars in that song, boy, that's a phenomenal track. So then, after that, Styles did Locked Up, and Dipset came behind with Certified Gangsters. Man, I edged that round the Lox with the Locked Up track. Certified Gangsters was cool, but that Locked Up just hit different. And you know them Akon vocals and Styles P he smashed out on that. Okay, so after that, Dipset played Bowling. We fly high, no lie, you know it's bowling. And then the Lox countered a little bit. They came behind and played It's All About the Benjamins, baby. Yeah, it's all about the Benjamins. Now, what y'all want to do? So that round, that could have went either way. But just for me growing up and me being around, I think I'd take Dipset Ballin' over the Benjamins. Which, that was crazy. So, I know Jewel said something last night about they ain't got no girl songs or they don't go in for the ladies. He said something around that type of extent. I think that was the wrong thing to say because the Lox started playing so many songs and Jadakiss, like, man, he was just talking his talk. Like, I'm pretty sure if Jada not in your top 5, maybe even if he's not in your top 10, he moved up a couple of notches last night. He was like, we got Grammys, they sold grams. Or something like that. He said something, man. They played tracks with J-Lo, tracks with Mariah Carey. Sheik Luch played The Good Love. And I just stopped keeping score after that because it kind of turned into a massacre. Like, it turned into, like, a massacre. Like, I really didn't expect that coming. I thought, like, Dipset was going to be on their stuff where they just was handling the situation because, you know, like, when you look back on Dipset, their personalities is very big. I thought they was going to do the hey ma, you know, I thought they was going to shoulder up and do the little step to the side and we go get it on the night. Like, you know, just doing that thing. I thought Cam was going to pop up in like a big pink mink or something because, you know, man, they had the whole world wearing pink at one point. So, I don't know what went on. Did they not practice or, you know, was they not prepared? Because the Lox was hitting on every cylinder. Like, them bars was nothing to play with. That just shows you, like, how long they been around and they been doing this at a high level. that started making me think, like, Dipset, did they just show up? Were they not prepared? Did they just think, did they take them lightly where they felt like, man, we just go show up and, you know, we go get out of here with the dub? Because this was in Madison Square Gardens, and it just was great. It was a good turnout, even though, like, I don't really know what happened with it, but I started getting disinterested from it a little bit because I just knew Dipset was going to fight back way more than that. Because, you know, their beats, their charisma, their flows, their rhyme patterns is like real good for the type of beats and the type of music. It was monumental at that time. So that started having me think, man, maybe it should have been the Locks and D Block versus State Property, because on that side, I know State Property MCs too. And I seen both of them perform, and they both put on a show, and they both got great songs. But how did you feel about this versus with Dipset versus the Locks? How did you call it? Who you think won? Man, I gave it to the Locks by like a blowout because they just made the crowd feel it. I ain't really, when I looked on social media, I didn't even see too many people having Dipset as winners. Like, it definitely went, I ain't expect that to happen the way it did. Like, I can't even remember if Dipset played We Are the Champions. Like, I don't know. I can't describe what happened, but if you haven't checked that video out with the Verzuz, go check some of the rounds out. Leave some comments below and we go talk about it. I want to see what you thinking. I want to see how you feel about it. But D Block, the Locks, they did their thing. Big shout out to hip hop. Big ups to Dipset too. I know they finna start going on tour, but I'm finna sign out. Peace.